타국어 소유는 과학기술 인재의 중요한 징표일 뿐 아니라 모든 분야를 세계적인 발전 수준에 빨리 올려세우기 위한 필수적 존재로 됩니다. 이에 맞게 각 대학들에서는 외국어 교육에 힘을 넣어서 전국적으로 우리 학생들의 외국어 수준이 한 해가 다르게 달라지고 있으며 해마다 진행되는 외국어 경연을 통해 그 생활력이 더욱 뚜렷이 나타나고 있습니다.
I heard that the contest is being held within 3 languages this time, unlike the previous ones. As a student major in foreign languages, I'm heading for the venue to see the ability of such students.
In the first round, 70 top students competed in their language skills. 第一轮比赛进行了英语听力、汉语连词、找出同义词和反义词等比较有难度的比赛。参加32位选手的第2阶段比赛，我巴不得想去看看。
2015년에 천막을 올린 외국어 경연이 어느덧 9차에 이르렀습니다. 이번 제9차 대학생 외국어 경연은 평양 외국어대학의 홍정우, 호정미 선생님들이 사회를 맡아 했습니다. 또한 6명의 김일성 종합대학과 평양 외국어대학의 선생님들이 이번 경연의 심사를 맡아 했습니다. 2단계 경연에서는 추첨에 의해서 4명씩 조를 문 참가자들이 다시 2명씩 2개 조로 갈라서 서로 용어로 런쟁 런박을 진행합니다. 다음 제시되는 주제를 가지고 중국어로 논리적 연결이 되게 발표를 진행해야 합니다. 매 출연자들의 발표 시간은 1분입니다.
So, hello. Nice to meet you here.
경연 방식에 대한 리해를 도모하기 위해 평양 외국어대학 학생 동무들의 시범 출연이 진행됐습니다.
Okay, so I will go first. My experience tells me that learning Chinese after English is the best option. It's generally accepted that English and Chinese have many similarities in grammatical structure. I mean the main word order, subject, predicate, and object.
I'm not sure I can agree with you. You just say Chinese word order consists of subject, predicate, and object. But I think most of the languages in the world are based on that order too. Now I'll talk about the classifications of these languages. First of all, genealogically, Chinese belongs to Sino-Tibetan language, and the English and Russian belongs to this Indo-European family. And in typological aspect, English and Russian, they are both inflective languages, but Chinese is an isolating language. So I think English learners will also go for Russian because English and Russian have a lot in common in their classifications. And,
well, I don't think that is the case. You've just mentioned that English and Russian share the same proto-language, and they are both inflective languages. But what we have to remember is that, to be precise, English belongs to Germanic language family, whereas Russian goes under Slavic language family. What's more, in English, external inflection is predominant, while Russian is a typical language of internal inflection. So to sum up, English and Russian have little in common in respect of grammar, and I heard that Russian grammar is an uphill battle. In contrast, Chinese grammar is, well, relatively easier. What about vocabulary? In modern Chinese, I suppose there are more and more words borrowed from English.
Well, of course you can say 1 or 2 borrowed words in Chinese, but when you compare these 2 languages, Chinese and Russian, Russian has got a lot more. In Russian, there are so many words similar to English that it is much easier to understand Russian than to understand Chinese, even though you have learned English only, including аэропорт, аппетит, луна, телевизор, банк, студент, университет, институт, факультет, бизнес, инженер, демократия, класс, компьютер, температура, математика, литература, география, история, физика, спорт, and so on.
看到平壤外国语大学学生们的示范演出，我觉得自己的水平还远远不够。
As far as I'm concerned, this second round is really intriguing. It's like a hot potato to convince the others, I think.
I thought I was right to say studying Chinese after English is more effective.
Yes.
But now things are different.
Yes. I think what we have to count here is how to point the issue and how to guide others with a logical debate. Anyhow, it is my first time to be convinced that studying Russian as your second foreign language is more reasonable.
I hope everybody has clear understanding. And the contestants will have their English score after English presentation, and their average will be announced after Chinese or German presentation.
Yes. Only 12 contestants can move on to the next stage, and it means you all have to demonstrate your best. We are looking forward to seeing your wonderful concentration and self-possession.
Alright, now a big round of applause for our first contestants. They are Comrade Kim Jong-kyung from Pyongyang Jangcheolgyo University of Commerce, Comrade Ju Pyong-hee from Pyeongseong University of Education,
And Comrade Lee Sok-ju from Pyeongbuk College of Industry, and Comrade Oh Mi-rae from Pyongyang Teacher Training College.
Please choose the number.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Oh, it's a very interesting topic. Okay, let's get started. I prefer ice skating because it's faster and requires many more techniques than roller skating. You can glide across an expanse of ice while balancing on steel runners that have been fixed to the bottom of special boots designed specifically for skating. Recreational ice skating is most prevalent in the countries with cold and long winters, although a great number of indoor rinks has made it popular in warmer regions as well. People skate on artificially designed ice. It might be difficult to balance for the first time, but once you get used to it, it becomes more exciting, and you can even try some trickier moves, such as spin, turns, and so on. That's my point. What's your opinion on this?
Yes, you're right. Skating is very good for our health. It increases the function of the central nervous system, which controls all parts of our body. And also, skating makes our body muscles get stronger. But I think skating has some shortage. Skating, even though skating is very fast and is very good for our health, but I think we can't enjoy it anywhere and anytime. So my choice is rollerblading. Yeah, as you know, rollerblading we can't enjoy it anywhere and anytime. And so nowadays, rollerblading is very popular in our country, especially for children and young people, and so do I. So I like rollerblading than the ice skating. So that's my point.
Well, I see your point, but I think ice skating is more interesting than roller skating. Well, ice skating includes, speed skating, ice hockey, figure skating, ice dancing, and so on. For example, ice hockey is a kind of sport players playing on the ice, hitting the flat ball with the sticks. And figure skating is a kind of sport which you can skate on the ice, performing complex and varied movements such as throwing, jumping, working in harmony with the music. It's really fantastic. Yeah. So, the great leader Generalissimo Kim Jong-il taught us that figure skating and ice dancing are excellent sport events that combine sport and art. That's my opinion. Thank you.
I really like roller skating than ice skating because roller skating don't affected by the seasons and the places. So once you have the roller skating, you can enjoy the time anywhere. So I think roller skating is more fun than ice skating. And then ice skating is the best one of the relieving stress. So while you're roller skating at high speed, you can breathe in fresh and clean air, and it makes you refreshed. And then when you're roller skating with others, especially with your friends, it makes you burst into laughter. So laughter is the medicine of our hearts. And then, but roller skating has a positive influence on the regulation to body temperature. And from the positive point of view, it's very good for legs and waist. That's all my opinion. Thank you.
Wow.
It was like a hot battle. I really appreciate the active debates. What do you think of their performance?
Well, actually, these 4 contestants demonstrated their high speaking skills and critical thinking ability. I think this is one of the hardest tasks to our contestants, but they all managed it. And what's more, they gave us a good impression. All right, here comes the result.下面是汉语发表，那你们选择几号
选12号。
？12号，12号。
那为了比赛的公平公正，这场比赛就请我们评委老师开个头，怎么样？
好。
有请今日成综合大学的韩胜奎老师。
好，那我来开头吧。一个人的人格是离不开道德的。
讲究礼道的是社会主义文明发展的需要，是社会主义文明的重要标志。而在服务部门，礼道德更是重中之重。今年7月，敬爱的慈父金正恩元帅亲临现场指导圆山格马海洋旅游区建设工作时说，建设好文化修养地固然重要，但是相应的提高服务质量也是至关重要的问题。在贯彻敬爱的慈父金正恩元帅的教导的工作中，我们大学肩负着非常重要的使命，大力开展有关旅游服务的科研活动。前不久，我开发了一个软件，叫“亲切之美”。这一软件目的在于提高饭店服务人员的礼仪道德素质，包括如何微笑、欢迎顾客、打交道等等。这一软件已经在30院市内的各旅游饭店普及，受到了服务人员的欢迎。今后，我将为进一步发展国家的旅游服务质量做出贡献。谢谢大家。
我觉得他说的没错。这个礼节和道德呢，是我们应该出于良心、自觉的遵守的社会行为规范。俗话说，你不说他秃，他不说你眼瞎。所以我们互相遵守道德，才能使社会，才能使我们家庭、我们社会充满爱和情谊。此外，人们之间讲礼貌非常重要。所以就能使社会的所有成员认识到国家和社会所赋予的道德上的责任感。所以我们要我们发扬高尚的道德品质，把全社会变成一个和睦的大家庭。谢谢大家。
你们说的很有道理。我们日常生活中常常听到这些话：有人越看越吸引人，有人越看越远。那么，那个原因到底是什么？这就是道德和人格。如今，礼仪道德问题不仅仅是评价个人修养程度和文化程度的人格问题，这就是直接关系到对领袖的忠诚、集体的和睦与团结，还有革命队伍的一心团结的重要问题之一。如今，在我国，把别人的痛苦当作自己的痛苦，为社会和集体献出一切的美好风尚，成为司空见惯的事情。从遵守最起码的礼仪道德，就会产生同志友爱。谢谢。
我来吧。道德与人格，我觉得这个话题特别好。这个道德和人格是不能分开的。如果一个人没有道德，那就等于这个人没有自己的人格。还有，我认为这个道德是拥有互相性的。那是因为，如果你不尊重别人，那么其他人更不能尊重自己，更不能尊重你。还有，我发现这个话题跟我的关系非常大。那是因为我认为， 一个人形成道德和人格的最重要的期间就是中学时期，而且恰巧我就是师范大学的学生，所以可以这么说，教育孩子们、教育学生们培养人格的这个重要的任务将肩负在我身上，所以我呢，毕业以后想当一名优秀的老师。教学生们不仅仅是专业知识，还有教他们道德和人格。那我的发表就到此结束了，谢谢大家。
谢谢。
谢谢。
那我们一起来看一下4位选手的成绩。
好，成绩发表了。
我自以为我在外语学生路上走了不少，今天看到这个竞赛，才明白前面还有很长的路要走。
계속해서 2조 경연에는 차광수 신의주 사범대학의 저유경, 종준택 원산경제대학의 리미윤, 평송수의축산대학의 선일호, 함흥수리동력대학의 박선권 동무들이 출연했습니다. 이 동무들은 체육을 하는 데서 키가 큰 사람이 유리한가, 작은 사람이 유리한가 라는 주제를 가지고 영어로 런칭 논박을 했습니다. 또한 나의 선생님이라는 주제로 중어 문장 읽기를 진행했습니다.
画上一个美满的句号。
没错，4号选手的作用非常的重要，因为他要
You should first of all try to give
3조와 4조 경연에 출연한 동무들도 자기들의 실력을 충분히 발휘했는데 3조에 속한 김철주 사범대학의 최지원 동무는 재치 있는 영어 론중 실력을 보여주어 높은 점수를 받았습니다.
What's your favorite flower?
Well, as my name is Mongnan, I like magnolia most.
Yeah, Mongnan. Then
특히 4조에 속한 김제공업종합대학의 박성희 동무는 자신의 우수한 다국어 서예 실력을 보여주어 높은 점수를 받았습니다.
Here comes our next group.
Comrade Park Soo-jong from Pyongyang City Medical College. Comrade Park Jang-hyuk from Pyongyang University of Medical Sciences.
Okay, and Comrade Kang Jin-suk from Pyongyang University of Medical Sciences, and Comrade Kim Il-hyang from Pyongyang City Medical College.
Please choose the number. Number 5, please.
Number 5.
Well, I think this topic is really relevant and crucial topic among people. So, dress should be neat and tidy, suiting the socialist way of life. The great leader, Comrade Kim Jong-il, said that the dressing is one of the important signs showing the ideological and mental state of people. So just looking at people's dressing, we can see their personalities, taste, and lifestyle. So, it's possible to measure the level of civilization and development of a given society by looking at people's dressing, I think. So I think it's important to vary the dress and in conformity with the seasons. So the dressing should be appropriate for our characteristics, national characteristics, and also for our socialist way of life.
Thank you. I want to emphasize that we should choose the clothes we wear, not only for our sake, but for the sake of the other people. I've got some good reasons for this. The first one is that our clothing is the very way we impress the other people. It is very important, especially when we meet someone for the first time. As we don't know the opponent very well, the first impression we take about him or her is by the clothing, not by her behaviors or speaking. Because to give a proper impression about yourself, you have to concern the fashion too. I mean that you don't have to be concerned about yourselves, your sake too much, because this kind of clothing that make the other people think that you're too much self-centered, and this is quite bad for yourself. And the second reason is that your clothing must have a great influence on the other people. What I mean is that what you wear affects other people's mood and behavior. So when you dress in a rude or untied way, the other people will feel in that way. Thank you.
Well, thank you for a detailed explanation. So, well, you might have a point there, but if I may interrupt you for a while, I cannot completely agree with you. And I have good reasons for my argument. So first of all, when you're too obsessed with other people's opinions, it is actually harm for yourself. So the first reason is your health. So I can take examples of the high heels. So when you wear high heels, it can be actually good for attractive look. However, when you wear it for a long time, it hurts your feet, and it later leads to the splitting backache. And the second reason is that it is actually the waste of time. So many stylish and trendy suits are only focused on decorations and too many delicate details. It means that it actually takes ages to put on these kind of clothes, and it restricts your normal activities, effective work and study. I don't think there is actually a practical effect on your work and study. So, in my opinion, this kind of trendy, conservative suits are actually nothing but a waste of time. So I go for comfort over anything else.
Yes, you are right. The respected Parliament Kim Jong-un said that dressing should be beautiful and never in conformity with the aesthetic sense of the times and national emotion. But there are some cases that you don't wear in a way. Just looking at people's dressing, you can see their personalities, taste, and also lifestyle. And it is also possible to measure the level of civilization and to the development of a given society by looking at people's dressing. The comrade Kim Jong-il said that dressing is one of the important signs showing the ideological and mental state of people. So you should be the students of the era. You should be the pioneers of the era in dressing too. Thank you. That's all.
Now, here are some tips for our debate. You should suggest your opinions on others without offending them. You don't try to impose your opinions on others. You have to respect them.
Yeah, right. And you use such as these expressions like, I hate to disagree with you, but I admit as much, but I'm afraid I can agree with you, but then saying like this with these facial expressions and give your opinions logically and exactly.
Well, thank you for your nice tips. And here comes the result.
Okay, it's time for German.
German?
Ja. Also nur eine von 8 Gruppen ist die Deutschgruppe. Also geben Sie Gas. Bitte.
Ich wähle Nummer 11.
Nummer 11.
Hier kommt der erste Satz. Jeder hat einen Traum und man möchte diesen zur Verwirklichung bringen.
Wie Sie wissen, jeder hat seinen eigenen Traum. Ich hatte einen Traum und jeden Tag. Ehrlich gesagt, in der Schulzeit war ich gut beim Lernen und hatte immer gute Noten, besonders in Biologie. Deshalb wollte ich eine gute Ersten werden und meinen Eltern Freude geben. Das ist mein Traum. Aber mit der Zeit hat sich mein Traum verändert, weil dieser Traum nur für mich war. Das war nur möglich, indem wir den hochverehrten Vater Marshall Kim Jong-un als Vater haben. Ich bin unter seiner warmen Liebe herangewachsen. Ich muss für seine Liebe belohnen. Ich muss fleißig lernen und ein Talent werden. Nicht nur für mich, sondern für unser Volk, das der hochverehrte Vater Marshall Kim Jong-un als Himmel ansieht. Dann möchte ich den hochverehrten Vater Marshall Kim Jong-un treffen und ihm Freude geben. Das ist mein Traum. Dankeschön.
Ach so, Sie haben einen herrlichen Traum. Und wie Sie gesagt haben, alle Menschen haben ihren eigenen Traum, aber es ist nicht so einfach, diesen Traum zu verwirklichen. Ich glaube, alle Menschen darf nicht nur träumen, sondern auch ihn verwirklichen.
Wenn man einen guten Traum hat, dann kann man noch fleißiger versuchen. Deshalb finde ich es sehr wichtig, einen guten Traum zu haben. Eine gute Ärztin ist mein Traum. Ich möchte alle Patienten in unserem Land behandeln, weil sie alle Familienangehörige sind, die den hochverehrten Fatma Kim Jong-un als Vater in der Familie haben. Dann konnten alle Familien in unserem Land noch friedlicher werden und unser Land kann noch stärker werden. Also, eine gute Ärztin zu werden, ist mein Traum. Dankeschön, das ist alles.
Wie Sie gerade schon gesagt haben, der Traum ist sehr wichtig für den Menschen. Also, sie gibt uns Kraft, wenn wir in Schwierigkeiten sind. Und sie gibt uns Mut, immer vorwärts zu schreiten. Also dann, was für einen Traum müssen wir haben? Ich glaube, wir Jugendlichen müssen einen Traum haben, die alles von sich für das Vaterland aufzuopfern und zum Gedeihen des Vaterlandes beizutragen. Und heute, es gibt viele verschiedene Geschichten von Jugendlichen, die erhabene Traum haben. Meiste Schüler treten in die Arme für die Verteidigung des Vaterlandes nach der Absolvierung der Mittelschule. Und es gibt viele Jugendliche, die ihre eigenen Eltern verlassen und auf den Inselposten und auf den Bergen dürfen, Lehrerinnen und Lehrer zu werden. Danke.
Ich bin ganz dafür, dass der Traum lebenswichtig ist. Also gibt es uns Kraft und Mut. Und ohne Traum ist unser Leben nicht wertvoll. Denn was für einen Traum sollen wir die Jugendlichen haben? Jedes Mal, wenn ich diese Frage bekomme, fällt mir das Gedicht von Heldri Subok. Er hat gesagt, mein Traum, mein Leben, die sind doch wertvoll, aber die sind noch nicht. Aber was noch wertvoller ist, mein Vaterland. Ich will mein Leben, mein einziges Leben für mein einziges Vaterland aufzuopfern. Das ist richtig. Das ist der wahre Traum unserer neuen Generation. Wir, die Jugendlichen, müssen unser Vaterland, den Schoß von dem hochverehrten Fatma Kim Jong-un, mit unserem Leben verteidigen. Als die Studenten der J9 Epoche müssen wir immer fleißiger und fleißiger studieren, die wissenschaftlichen Talenten zu werden. Dankeschön.
Danke.
Danke.
Es ist noch schwieriger, denselben Satz auf Deutsch zu übertragen als auf Chinesisch. Der Grund, eine grammatisch perfekte Sprache gut zu beherrschen und fließend zu sprechen, ist viel, viel schwieriger.
Ja, genau. Eine grammatisch perfekte Sprache bedeutet, je nach Situation ändern sich in einem Satz die Satzteile ganz stark.
Ja, aber nur am Anfang ist es schwer. Aber nach der Zeit wird alles klar, deshalb ist es ganz leicht. Dann, Herr Professor Lee Yong-soo, könnten Sie bitte zu dieser Frage einen Ratschlag geben?
Es ist eine sehr interessante Frage, die Sie an uns allen gestellt haben. Aber meiner Ansicht nach ist es schwierig, mit einem Wort zu sagen, welche Sprache schwieriger bzw. leichter zu erlernen ist. Ja? Jedenfalls ist klar, dass die beiden Sprachen zwei sehr unterschiedliche Sprachen sind. Zum Beispiel, da das Chinesische keine synthetische, sondern eine isolierende Sprache ist, existiert keinerlei Flexion. Das heißt, alle Wörter haben jeweils seine einzige Form. Und im Unterschied zu den germanischen Sprachen wie Deutsch gibt es im Chinesischen keine sozusagen grammatikalische Tempusformen. Das Tempus wird im Chinesischen durch einfache Adverbien angedeutet. Also deshalb lautet meine Botschaft an den Lernern, die Deutsch oder Chinesisch als zweite oder dritte Fremdsprache lernen wollen oder lernen. Jede Sprache ist gleich schwierig und es gibt keinen Königsweg, also beim Lernen einer Fremdsprache. Danke.
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 Hier kommt das Ergebnis.
시간이 흐를수록 2단계 경연은 더욱 고조를 이루었습니다. 6조의 영어 발표 주제는 이들의 말을 들어보면 윤국이 용화보다 감흥이 더 크다고 주장하는 초가 우세해 보입니다. 여기에 출연한 동무들은 심사자들로부터 발음이 다 좋다는 평가를 받았는데 심사석의 림소리 선생님은 학생들이 영어 발음법에서 지켜야 할 몇 가지 주의점에 대해서도 얘기 들었습니다.
When you pronounce words and expressions very correctly, then the audience can understand you very easily and correctly. So as for individual words, you should be very careful about the word stress, long or short vowels, and some consonants that is different from our mother tongue, like R, th, th. Thank you.
실조에 출연한 동무들이 좀 긴장한 것 같습니다. 그래서인지 발표에서 오이를 능숙하게 활용하지 못하고 말의 롤리성이 부족한 점들이 나타났습니다.
Well, I handpicked this joke.
可是你们说这么一口流利的汉语，
这个外语幽默感觉最好。
对呀。
계속해서 2단계 경연의 마지막 조 동무들의 출연을 보도록
Comrade
하겠습니다.
Kim Jinhee from Kim Cheolju University of Education, Comrade Han Jinju from Pyongyang Teacher Training College.
Yes. And Comrade Kim Jong-sim from Kim Jong-suk University of Education. And Comrade Park Yu-kyung from Sinuju Honored Disabled Ex-Servicemen College of Economics.
Yeah. Please choose the number.
Number 10, please.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you on this wonderful stage. Well, today's our topic is about the foreign language studying. So it's about books and mobile phones. So here my choice goes to the books. So before I get started, let me ask you some questions. When you started learning foreign languages, what did you use? Maybe the book, not the smartphone. So here's my opinion. First of all, the books are more easier on our eyes. So, for example, when I use the smartphone, I often feel my eyes get strained because of the light that emitted by the smartphone. But what about the books? It's very easy on our eyes. We don't get affected by the light. I think that's the most advantageous, that is most important point in language learning. And the second point is that, we can note down some main points. And also, if we want to remember some important points, maybe we can highlight that point. So from those point of views, I think maybe the books are more useful than the smartphone in language learning. That's my humble opinion. What do you think about it?
Okay, let me express my opinion on the first speaker's presentation. Well, there are a few things I'd like to add to a presentation. So, in my opinion, mobile phone is more helpful than books. More helpful than books. So, nowadays we have, all of the students have mobile phones. So, through mobile phones, we can imitate the English cartoons. And, a good pronunciation is a key to being a good listener. So, okay, first we should master the theory of pronunciation. Of course, through using books, reading books, we can master the theory of pronunciation. So if you, when you have a good knowledge of pronunciation, you don't have to waste time any longer. That's all for my opinion. I hope you constructive comments on my point of view. Thank you.
Well then, I really hate to disagree with you, but let me ask you one question. If you think the mobile phones are more helpful than books, then why do we publish books continuously? Well, I think this is a kind of a simple question, but I guess books are more useful and more helpful for us to learn something, for example, the foreign languages or other techniques. Well, mobile phones are modern things. Of course, it is really good thing. We can use the electronic dictionary or something like that. But it also have got restrictions. It is really bad for our health. Have you ever thought about that? Well then, it also can get low battery or something like that. But books haven't got the restrictions like that. We can use it anywhere, anytime if we want. And it is, I think the books are really good for our health and also good for our study.
I see what you mean, but I don't think so. Well, so I think it's better to study foreign languages by using smartphones. Or I'm going to explain some advantages of studying foreign languages by using smartphones. Well, first, smartphones, you can practice such various skills such as reading, listening, speaking, and so on, no matter where you are, as long as you use a smartphone. And then second, smartphones helps us to save our precious time for language study. So when you study more than 3 foreign languages, you find it a bit difficult to make enough time for memorizing a lot of words. At this time, English dictionary allows you to find words for all languages precisely and quickly through the multiple searches. And last but not least, it's easier to carry than books because the smartphones are becoming smaller and can contain a lot of information and English books. So I think it's better to study. It's better to use smartphones for foreign language study. Thank you.
Thank you. You are so active and you are all fluent speakers.
Here comes the score.
下面是汉语发表。4号选手，你选择几号
？18。
18号。
礼仪道德在人们的生活中起着非常重要的作用。
礼仪这个词语的意思就是向对方的行动上、语言上的礼貌。这样的礼貌是在我们的生活中特别重要的。要是一个人长得多么漂亮，有多么高的知识，要是没有什么礼貌的话，那都是没用的，他不是什么人才。而且在这礼仪这样的方面上有好多种的，比如说父母儿女之间的，还有朋友之间的，还有师弟之间的等等。这样的礼貌就是在我们的生活中培养出来的，所以让孩子们从小好好讲究好礼貌也是特别重要的事情。我国就是东方礼仪之国，而且敬爱的慈父、真正的元帅把我们的青年大学生们就站在时代的面前，他就让我们青年大学生们当做别人们的榜样，我们应该报答他的最大的恩情。
他说的没错，人是社会存在，我们社会真正的人际关系的基础就是道德。礼仪道德是人们互相交流过程中应该遵守的行动准则。伟大领导者金正日同志上金日成综合大学时教导我说，当大学生后不讲礼貌，就不能受到人民的爱戴。我们大学生要一个学知识，也为了人民及时说一句话，行动也要让人民受益。在生活中，一个人忽视和不遵守礼仪道德，他就不能尽到祖国和革命所赋予的革命道德情谊。不遵守礼仪道德不是单纯的人格问题，就是污浊社会健康气氛，阻碍和睦与团结的严重的问题。我主体时代的大学生时时刻刻要铭记伟大领导者金正日同志的教导，好好遵守礼仪道德，把自己准备成为国家的栋梁之才。谢谢。
他说的没错。自古以来，诗人把我国叫做东方礼仪之邦。这个礼节和道德是经过漫长的社会历史过程得到巩固和发展的社会行为规范。这个礼节和道德是我们应该出于良心自觉地遵守的社会行为规范。俗话说，你不说他秃，他不说你眼瞎。我们应该遵守道德，才能使我们集体、我们社会充满爱和情谊。还有，此外，人们之间，讲礼貌非常重要。 这样就能使我们社会的所有成员认识到国家和社会所赋予的道德上的责任感，为了完成自己承担的革命任务，发扬爱国忘我精神，而且在我国时集体统治和邻居忠于自己、互帮互待的美好风尚已成为社会风气。所以我们要人人发扬高尚的道德品质，把全社会变成一个和睦的大家庭。谢谢大家。
首先让我们清楚这一点，礼义道德到底是什么？礼义道德就是在人们之间要遵守的一种规则。这个规则呢，我们可以把它根据年龄，那个对象的年龄还有对象的职位可以分为5种，那就是老年人之间、老年人和年轻人之间的；第二就是上下之间的；第三男女之间的；第四同学之间的；第五就是父母之间的。我觉得在这最重要的就是老年人和我们年轻人之间的。为什么呢？因为就老年人，他们不但是比我们岁数大的老年人，而且他们都是我们的革命先辈。他们在自己的青春时代付出了自己的一切，就建成了如此美丽的社会主义乐园。所以我觉得我们应该尊重我们的革命先辈。我的发表到此结束了，谢谢。
谢谢你们4位女生的精彩发表。那现在我们来听听评委们的意见吧。平壤外国语大学的李冬日老师，有请。
刚才这4位同学的发表非常精彩，他们讲的内容也是非常有意思的一个话题，是关系到这个道德礼仪道德的问题。而且好像是因为他们发表的这个题目是礼仪道德他们在发表的时候也互相尊重、互相遵守这个时间不吵不闹，我觉得这个很好挺有默契的。希望同学们呢以后进行这些学习啦，然后什么生活的时候也都要遵守道德。咱不能嘴上说，然后实际行动不做，咱不能这样，对不对？希望大家再接再厉，谢谢。
好，成绩发表了。Here we are at the end of the second stage. Okay, here comes the result of our second stage.
So, Mr. Hong, we have come to the end of the second stage. Did you get any inspiration watching the debates?
Well, I think this was a great experience for those contestants who made it this far, but unfortunately, they couldn't go on any further. But they say man learns little from success, but much more from failure. This isn't the end of the world. We believe you can do better next time.
Wow, that was a good encouragement. At the same time, I was amazed by the wits displayed by those who managed to pass the second stage. I must say that success is won by 3 things. First, effort. Second, more effort. Third, still more effort.
Yeah, you're right. This situation reminds me of the saying, diligence is the mother of good fortune.
Yeah. I hope all the contestants would keep up the good work and see you next time.